You swore he was your soulmate, and then he couldn't meet you fully. Babe, that's not love. What that is a pattern that's being asked for you to heal it. I know it feels so damn real when you just have this feeling of this karmic connection. And then what happens? You discover that he's emotionally unavailable. There's parts of him who can't meet you where you're at. And it's so disappointing because it felt so real, so intense. You were like, oh my goodness, he's the one. And then when he's gone, you feel like a part of you is missing. And it's like, okay, now I have to gather myself back all again because you've lost a piece of yourself in that relationship. But what if the reason this felt so big for you was because it wasn't actually ever to do with him? See, an unavailable man is a portal way to your greatest healing. These relationships that don't work out, they're here to show you what's missing inside you. Now, there's nothing wrong with you, but we all are operating often from unconscious wounds, repeating patterns again and again and again, so that we have an opportunity to actually do something different in the middle of the pattern, which causes us to break the pattern. Your body is often stuck living in the past, repeating that old story over and over and over again when unavailability felt normal to you. That was what love meant to you. See, when you're in a relationship with someone who can't meet you there, what's actually happening is they're reflecting to you that you are still trying to prove yourself worthy of love, to earn love, or to be a rescuer and a people pleaser in love. These relationships will show you where you collapse, where you give up on yourself, where you abandon yourself. And if you felt this, you know it's the doorway to you healing all of these beliefs about yourself. They actually showed you where you were still giving up on yourself. And I know this well. I once entered into a relationship with a man who showed me red flags right from the get-go. He was jealous, he was controlling, and when I quickly moved into his place with him, couple short months after meeting him, even though there were all of these red flags, I got my intuition spoke to me so strongly. It like yelled at me the day I was moving out of my adorable little apartment that I did not need to move out of because my landlord still hadn't rented it and she adored me. My intuition screamed at me, don't go. What did I do? I went. Guess how that relationship turned out? It was the most painful relationship I've ever been in my life, where I spent the 18 months that I was with him feeling like I was crazy. And when this relationship, thank God, it finally ended, I actually had to spend quite a long time looking deep in myself to determine what did I actually do to contribute to that? Because even though he was controlling and had these narcissistic tendencies in the way that he showed up, I allowed that to happen. I chose to ignore the red flags. I chose to ignore my intuition screaming at me. I chose to believe him. And that was because inside of me, I didn't believe that I was worthy of love and that I could accept crumbs. This is the truth of when we fall in love with unavailable men, is they're here to show us where something is missing inside of us. So there's a deep physical somatic layer to this, because if love ever was conditional, which let's just be real, everyone experiences conditional love to some degree or another when they're growing up. Your body is encoded this wounding that exists in you to experience chaos or unavailability as chemistry, as, oh, that feels normal. So this must be love. And so your body would have learned that inconsistency is normal, that when you adapt through a fight, flight, freeze, or fawning response, that's actually what love is. Even if you know better in your mind, your nervous system is going to overrule that because that's what it linked to safety. So even as an adult, when you have all this knowledge, you're like, oh, your body goes, yes, yes, this is what is familiar, even if it doesn't feel good. And that's not true love. It's simply familiarity. And so this is your nervous system actually asking you to go, oh, maybe we need to repattern love. Maybe we need to understand love differently. Maybe we need to build an inner safety in you so that you can actually feel at home within yourself and you can read when someone is actually really available to the depth of intimacy that you are ready for. When you stop chasing unavailable people, you actually return home to who you are. Those scared, wounded parts of you that need tending. Whenever we go outside of ourselves, it's actually a sign that we need to go deeper within. You stop making it about the other person and you start listening to that ache, that longing that you have for connection with another, what it's really about. And it's often about, I want to feel worthy of love. I want to feel like devoted to myself and I want to feel safe. And no one can do that for you until you do that for yourself. And this is where it's your portal to healing. It's your portal to enlightenment. This is your relationships are portals to enlightenment, to higher spiritual consciousness. So even when you realize it wasn't love, it still hurts, right? It still hurts. It's so humbling when you're like, oh, I can't believe I got into that. And so this deep medicine exists that is there for you, exists in this mirror. So this is what we're exploring in the next video. The wrong man was the right mirror. Go watch that next.